You see, I analyze West African geopolitics every day, and something interesting is happening within Senegal. You see, on the 22nd of May, President Faye sat his Prime Minister Sanko. And for those that are interested in Senegalese politics or keeping tabs with it, understand that this was of no surprise. Tensions between the two had been happening for a while now. But before we get into the reason of why he got sacked, we need to talk about a bit of context between the two. In 2023, two of them were united under the movement of youth mobilization and anti-West rhetoric. The idea that Senegal needed to be free from the West, France, economic systems like the IMF. And Sanko wasn't allowed to run in the 2023 election as he was convicted for crimes that the government had laid on him in order to stop him from running for election. So he put his full support into his friend Faye, and he ended up winning the election and became president. He then made Sanko his prime minister. The two that started this movement were now empowered to make the changes that they campaigned for. It seemed like a match made in heaven. But then they discovered something shocking. Senegal was actually in a black hole, $11.4 billion to be precise. And instead of bearing this information, they decided to be public and transparent with it and went to the IMF. The IMF stopped funding the 1.8 billion annually they were getting. And this is where the fraction started to happen. The two had ideologies that differed when it came to how they was going to cover this black hole. They believed in restructuring the IMF deal in order to still get the $1.8 billion they were getting from them to stabilize the Senegalese economy that was already very unstable. While Sanko believed in not recurring more debt from the IMF, but instead looking for domestic ways in order to gather money to cover this black hole. And this tension went throughout the year till where we get now, where he's been sacked as prime minister. But something changed on the 26th of May. Sanko no longer became unemployed. The Speaker of Parliament stepped down, and Sanko was elected as the new Speaker of Parliament. With their party controlling almost two-thirds of the National Assembly, this gave ultimate power of legislation to Sanko. Now, what's Sanko going to do with that power? Because he has the ability to stop anything they might want to try and pass when it comes to this IMF restructuring. And in my opinion, I think that's what he's going to do. I don't think there's going to be an all out war or fractional war because Senegal is one of the most peaceful democracies. In fact, there's not even been one attempted coup in Senegal. But what I do think that's going to happen is a compromise. I do believe President Faye is going to get his restructuring of the IMF deal, but on Sanko's terms. Well, the only way we're going to see is how this plays out. If you're interested and you want updates on what's going on, make sure to give a follow.